Question is next permutation. The question is pretty straightforward. We are given with an integer array. All we have to do is find the next permutation of this array in lexicographical biggest order. So let's take an example. Let's suppose our initial array is 1, 2, 3. Okay, so what will be the possible next permutation of this? Let's write it down in sequential order lexicographically. So the next permutation of this will be something that is greater than this. That will be 132, right? And then after that, what can be the next greater element or number that we can form using this 3 digit that will be lexicographically bigger? That will be 2 and 3, right? And then again, we will rearrange this 3, 1 and 3. That will be 2, 3, 1. Now, after this, all the combination are all completed. Next, we have to form a bigger element or number. So this will be 321. Oh, my bad. It will be actually 312. And next, it will be 321. So this will be the order. What's the intuition behind this approach? How this next permutation actually works? Let's take another example to understand it easily. So what we need is a pivot element. Okay. And all our calculation will be based upon that pivot element. And how will we will find the pivot elements is based on a certain pattern. Okay. And the pattern is, see, here 3 is greater than 2, right? And then 4 is greater than 3. So this follows an increasing order, right? But after 4, there is 1. And it kinds of actually breaks this pattern. So here our pivot will be 1. So for the next permutation of this number, what we will have to do is it's simple. After finding our pivot element, we will check what is the first greatest element from among this number. First greatest element means we will have to check from the right side onwards. So the first greatest element from this pivot will be 2, right? And after finding that, we will just swap the values. That will be 2 will be here, 4, 3, 1. And after that simple, the pivot position was here. And after that, all the elements other than the pivot positions should be reversed. 2, 1, 3, 4. So the next permutation of 1, 4, 3, 2 is 2, 1, 3, 4. Let's see here 2. So only 3 follows this increasing pattern since 2 is lesser than 3. So our pivot is 2. We just have to swap 2 and 3. That will be 1, 3, and 2. And after that, we have to reverse the element after index. So after index, there is only one element, right? So it doesn't make any difference even if we reverse it or not. So as you can see, we got our next permutation. Again, for the next permutation of this, it's quite simple. Here, 2 and 3 both follows this increasing pattern, but 1 doesn't. So our pivot here is 1. Okay. So then what we'll do is, after finding a pivot, we'll check what is the first largest element in the pivot. Here it is 2. Again, we will swap it 2, 3, 1. After that, all the other elements after the pivot point should be reversed. That is 2, 1, 3. Here we got our permutation, that's permutation. Okay. Now let's take this example. See, here 5 is greater than 4, it's increasing. 6 is greater than 5, it's also increasing. Till this point. What actually breaks this pattern is this 2. So our pivot here is 2. So here also we'll do the same. We'll first note down our pivot, that is 2. And we'll again scan the array from the right side and check what is the first greatest element, then this pivot element. That will be, of course, it's obviously, we can see that it's 4. So we just need to swap the values. That will be 1, the new arrow will be 1, 3, 4, 6, 5, and 2. And our index position, I mean pivot position was here, right? Like after swapping the pivot position, like before swapping, the pivot position was still in here, right? So after that, what we'll do is we'll just reverse the values that are after this pivot point. It will be 1, 3, 4, 2, 5, 6. So our next permutation will be this. Now there is actually an edge case to this approach, and it's the edge case is this one. See, as you can already see, 321. Let's take another color. As you can already see, 321. All of these elements are already in increasing order, right? So there is no pivot point. In such case where we don't find any pivot element, or like the pivot index is -1, like since if we doesn't find any index of the array, it will be a -1. So all you have to do is you just have to reverse the whole array, and this will be our next permutation. Okay, my bad. Like we wrote it outside the else loop. I mean else block. Great.